How do you reconcile with the idea of that God will give you the desires of your heart and also that you might not get the desires of your heart? Is there any understanding in your own experience on like why would I have this desire that doesn't harm people and this desire to want to do something like have intimacy with someone and it be not in your will?
So people ask me this question all the time as far as God giving us the desires of our heart. And I know what the word says and scripture says, but he gives us the desires of our heart according to his will. And that's the part most people falter at and they stumble and they try to forget because not all desires are in alignment with his will. That's number one. Number two, from a sheer numbers perspective, with there's more, I believe, I don't know which countries, but there are more women than men. I can't give you the data and the stats and all of that. Depending on what you want, like I talk to people all the time, I'm 6 feet. I want a man who is above 6 feet. I'm okay if a man is not above 6 feet if I'm with him. I'm okay with that. But if someone says, I'm only going to date 6 feet men and above, you're narrowing your pool. You're narrowing those things. But from a numbers and a data statistical standpoint, when you look at it from a numbers game, not everyone will be married. That's just what that is. I think that you should find happiness in your life and where it is. So here's a couple of things. I thought that when I grew up, I knew that I wanted to be a doctor. I knew I wanted to be married and I wanted to have 5 kids. I'm none of those things. If I got stuck on those things that I'm none of, I would be incredibly unhappy because God, what I wanted for my life never came to fruition. It never materialized. I never saw the manifestation of my greatest desires in my prayers. But I literally just threw away something that was about fostering to adopt because I said that at one point in time I might foster to adopt. And I literally just maybe 45 minutes ago, as I was putting this piece of paper, throwing it away, I was like, girl, why you haven't tried this? And I said, because I like my life. I like my life. And I was talking to a man last week, and we were talking, and he was asking me questions like, "Well, do you want to be?" I said, "Yeah, I want to be a mother." I said, I wouldn't mind being a mother, but my kid needs to come to me already ready made and self-sufficient. He was like, right, because imagine doing daycare right now. And I'm like, right, because I cannot. So if I adopt, I need to be adopting a teen. Like, baby, let me help you go through these years right here. But who does not want to change a diaper right now? It's me. I joke with that, but I had to make peace with my life. I had to grieve that I wasn't going to become a doctor. Well, I gave that up right when I got to UT and I took biochemistry. But I had to grieve that. I had to grieve me not having children and making decisions about my body for my health before I knew if I ever could have children or not. I had to grieve that. And that was a very hard thing to do. I haven't grieved me not having a man yet, me not getting married. I haven't grieved that yet because I'm still hopeful. As a matter of fact, I'm more hopeful now than I when I was last year. But even if he doesn't, even if I never marry, I've lived a good life and I'm happy and I have joy. And I refuse, absolutely refuse to say that my life has not been fulfilled because I don't have those things, because I know God still loves me. We started this entire conversation off by talking about how I view that I am blessed and I am one of his favorite children. So those two things are contradictory to each other for me to think that because I didn't have this, I am not blessed. Because I don't have kids, I'm not one of his favorite children. And that's not the case. And so many women get caught up in that. I've spoken with, when I did this, I had so many women DMing me like, you spoke to me. I feel betrayed by God. I feel this because I don't have kids, because I have waited, because I do want a marriage. And I was like, I feel for you because I've been where you are, but I'm not where you are anymore because I recognize what I do have. And I do count it all joy. And that's scripture as well. I count where I'm at, and I'm like, God, I'm thankful that I have my home. I'm thankful that I have friends. I'm thankful that I have nephews. I'm thankful that I have godchildren. I'm thankful that I've had these experiences with these men that made me realize, oh, I don't want you to be my husband. And you didn't want me to be your wife. Like, I'm thankful for those things. And my life hasn't been any less because of that. And so, have has the desires of my heart been answered? In some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. But I think that's what's so beautiful about God, and what's so beautiful about the our life experiences, is that even though it hasn't been answered in the way that I had hoped for it to be answered, I still have joy. I still have peace. And that's the greatest gift. I have no lack in my life.